white one, I'm just kidding.
What the heck?
Yeah, white one.
Alright, thanks for coming
It's
to the
black
lecture, guys. I feel the support.
It's blacksmith.
No, I mean this is means like
Yeah.
this is a draw. This is black winning.
Okay. So this lecture is titled "How I Won My Section."
Yes, and you definitely did that.
I definitely won my section this weekend at Charlotte's ALTO event. So how I want to run this lecture today is I want it to be a little interactive. If you guys have questions or want to talk about lines and stuff, we can do that. So I'm going to go through the first game that I had. It was against Jason Collette, and I was white, and I was going to try out this opening that I've been studying. And I realized once I got the position I wanted, I didn't know what to do after. So I was kind of lost. What was that?
Did you win?
Did I win this game? I did not win this game. And it wasn't, I'm not going to blame it on anyone but myself, and we'll find out why. So I'm trying out the bird here. So this is the most common move that I see when I'm trotting out the bird because F4 stops them from playing E5 immediately. So I usually see D5. And then I'm going to get the knight F3 in, just double down on these dark squares. Opening up a line for my bishop. He's going to try and grab as much center as he can with C5. This is how I play the bird. I usually do this like I think it's like a Larson bird type of setup where you fianchetto on the dark squares, and I always pin the knight. That's like a very systematic way of developing this light squared bishop in this type of opening, and I've never seen that before. But it's a move. It's a good move.
Did you play H5?
Not yet. Not yet. I think he gets it in. He gets it in.
H4.
H4?
H4 is... That was bad, never mind.
I mean,
Terrible move.
once we get like as developed as we want to be developed, we start pushing pawns on the king side. So once my bishop kind of gets threatened, I feel like that's the perfect time to trade it off because he's kind of wasted at tempo, in my opinion, putting his queen off sides. So usually I take the knight when they push A6. So this is my first time seeing queen B6 against the bird.
That's some typical Minto Larson styles to take that.
Yep.
You can transition.
Cool. Hey, I didn't know. So I was just learning this opening. I wanted to try it out at ALTO. I mean, I got the position that I wanted. This is the position I was looking for.
Why'd you play 95?
The ideas are like to reroute that knight.
Reroute the knight which way?
Well, like BD2, and then rook F2, BD, knight to F1, and then play it like a king's Indian. To reroute the knight going over to possibly
G3?
the G3.
Yeah, that's an idea. I could have tried that out. I do get the knight to D2, and I usually do play the D3 move just to kind of blunt his light squared bishop a little bit. And that's what I'm going for. I also like to try to just throw my knight in the mix there. In E5, put a lot of pressure on him. You know, obviously, I'm threatening a fork of his rooks on F7. He's got to address that. I mean, putting a tempo on his queen, making him move his queen again. And here we go. We got codependent knights. I mean, I feel pretty good here. I got
a little better before you played knight F3. What? Why? Why are you a little better?
You want to look at some lines?
I want to know why this is it's bad to play knight F3.
Why is it bad to play knight F3?
Why is that a mistake?
I thought knight f3 was good, but let's see, because my plan was kind of one to support the e5 knight, even though nothing was really threatening it, and then maybe even put that other knight on g5 just to double down on winning the f7 pawn.
Looks like it's time to push the A.
Push the a pawn to a4.
Pushing and starting at your queen side attack.
Yeah, so usually when you do opposite side castling, you kind of start throwing the pawns at each other to try and bust up each other's king's position. So he started that by pushing h4. I was not too worried about that. I felt like I could keep everything together. We can look at lines on what it wants. Queen e2. Yeah, h3 second best. I mean, it probably. You would play h3.
I like queen e2. It's like e4. E4 is the idea.
You had to push the bishop back, maybe to start opening up some lines in the center.
Honestly, counterplay for after you played knight e3. So I see why it was bad.
Why it was bad?
It's like it really had something.
Yeah, so he's trying to trade off a good piece, and I see f6 is coming out of squares. Squares freed up.
Yeah, you can't have that pawn.
Yeah. So I get queen e2 in, but it's a move too late. It's too late. Yes, it does. Move orders absolutely matter. And now I got to move my knight, and everywhere looks terrible except trading it. Yeah.
So it's basically you got rid of your outpost.
Yeah, and he got rid of my outpost.
And G5 's coming.
Sacrifice them.
Alright, so now I'm starting to feel a little cramped. And he's goading me into taking that pawn. That pawn on g4. You don't take the pawn on g4. You guys know why?
Queen trap.
Well, where's the queen going to go after the bishop?
Yep.
That's right.
You take the pawn.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's right. So if we take, he's got this.
You take the
Well,
other
then
pawn.
queen h3.
Huh?
H3 's the one.
No, he'll pick
Just
up-
take
he'll
the
pick up a
check.
rook or a bishop. He'll pick up a bishop.
Oh wait, no, you
Bishop
take
takes
the pawn.
checks.
Queen takes d6.
66.
Queen takes d6.
Queen takes
Queen takes d6.
5 and
Wait, you guys want that?
Go back.
That looks good.
Yeah, that looks good. Maybe that's what I should have played. I saw the queen getting trapped.
Chess is a cruel game.
Yes, it was. Maybe that's what I should have done. Because I felt like that's what he was going for.
What was the correct line? Like,
Okay.
So queen takes g4 and then what?
It-
Black.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes g4 is the best move. And queen f7. That's okay.
It's just slow
Or
roll.
bishop.
Queen f5.
It's a slow roll.
So he gave it to you.
Yeah, he did. I was scared. I was scared. I was like, I'm not taking that.
That's a free pawn. I don't know. Why still say it?
I was like, I just see bishop h5 and my queen's kind of trapped. That's what I saw.
Oh, bad calculation.
Bad calculation.
He's not right.
Yeah, I'm greedy. I take d5 too.
Alright. Anyway.
Dang. I
You
mean,
didn't see queen f7? Gosh. I'm kidding.
yeah.
I would have seen queen f7.
Let's see. Get my notation on, so because I'm messing up the where I'm at.
Yeah, that's
Wonder if he's on
All right, push e4, try to break it up.
I think you're weakening your position.
I am, but I feel like I can hold it together.
Well, you're creating a semi-open file for those rooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah. Just trying to keep that nice centralized in a better square. Trying to, anyways.
Try and win the bishop here.
Trying to do something.
Oh,
Really? Isn't bad.
why didn't you move
You said
pawn
no,
F5?
Hey, that pawn available again?
That's fun.
Yep, that pawn is still there.
It's out there for a while.
Basically,
Yeah.
the computer
No, you
doesn't.
can't take it now.
Would it if like back one move the doing?
Well, if I take it now, yeah, I get forked.
But if you do like if he did F5 last move,
That's
and
true.
then
Plus there.
sack the bishop,
Yeah.
not sack the bishop, but go down to
You can
right.
still take that G4.
I could.
Yeah,
I could have gone that route.
Takes. Rook
Oh, you
Well-
can take there.
There's a danger of.
Now it's even more clear that you get the
Rook
mark.
D1, takes rook, and then. Oh, yeah, that's a good first.
I mean, so I was not playing my best chess on Friday night.
Oh no.
Just throwing that out there.
You're winning.
Are you about to
so-
play it like a? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for.
Twice.
I didn't see that at some point.
You didn't see that happening?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to double up the rooks now, man. Just trying to create something. I was just too scared of potentially getting my queen trap going for this fork. I just didn't see any of that working. Didn't see any of that working.
What was the
What was
idea
the time
against
control?
F2?
Rook F2,
Yeah.
Double.
What was the idea?
just going for doubling.
What's your time control?
Hour and 10 minutes, plus 10.
No.
You're
Hour.
doubling up the F out.
It's 110 minutes.
Oh, 110 minutes, almost
110
2
minutes.
hours.
An hour and 50 plus 10.
Yeah. Did not play my best chess. So now that he's got queen on c6, this I was kind of scared of getting checkmated now because he can just come in, sacrifice a rook, bring his other rook down, queen to h1. There were some threats there.
It's got some possibilities.
He's got some possibilities. So I'm trying to keep all that covered.
Stack take. Ooh, yeah.
Go back again. Okay.
Go back.
No.
You guys keep saying,
Why we should have
why
yeah.
did black play this to defend the hanging pawn?
Yes.
Finally realized.
Okay.
Yeah, to defend the hanging
Yeah.
pawn.
Without
Yeah.
losing the diagonal.
Well, he wants to
A1
play. He wants to play
H5.
G5.
Yeah.
Let's play G5. So it's like a
Right.
He should play G5 like 4 moves ago.
So
Triple.
yep, tripled up. Tripled up on this pawn. That's like really defended.
Oh, Yakut's gun.
That legals
How
10.
do you?
Yep.
Well, from the entirely defender
Oh,
pawn.
no. Queen is-
Are they great?
Yeah.
Now he's doubled up. He's going for some tricks on the D file. So now I'm pushing the A pawn way too late.
Oh my gosh.
Way too late.
That seems like an easy mistake.
Way too late. Because like I don't see how I'm gonna make progress here.
There's no easy moves.
Sure, man.
And then this I feel like was my critical mistake here.
Don't tell me you took a D pawn.
Yeah.
Please.
Why can't you take it?
Please don't.
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't take with the D pawn.
Nope.
Why can't you take the
You take with B, he takes C4.
A takes, or queen takes A4.
I mean, so what? Now it's
Oh,
open.
queen
Now you're
takes
opening up
A7.
the queen side.
Yeah, so I mean we've got the idea of a pen. The queen's gonna get pinned with bishop c5.
But then, no, but the knight is there.
Yeah, the knight's there, but they could trade that off first,
But
right?
then you take with the queen.
Right. and then-
Right.
You take that back to the queen, and then you.
You very well be done here.
You take the pawn first and knight guards.
I mean, he's trying to take the knight.
Right.
And then, or,
Queen of
no,
C7.
but then you're gonna stay with the queen. So then
Yeah.
bishop c5 is
Queen
You take C4, bishop
Knight.
C5, knight.
Queen take, bishop take.
So you guys are all saying that I should take the c pawn,
No,
No,
about
take
rook
the A pawn.
C1.
rook c1.
No. You guys play 7.
Bishop takes. Oh, not takes.
I want to play B takes C, but I don't know.
B takes c.
I think so.
Or maybe even queen takes A7.
Yeah, you take it to the B pawn.
B takes.
You take it to the B pawn. You
Take it
can't
to the b pawn. You
rotate
guys want to see what's best?
Yeah.
Yes?
like not taking it?
B takes
He
C.
takes.
He takes C.
Yes.
No way.
Because he got the knight and the bishop.
I like B
there.
takes C4.
Come back.
B takes C4, rook A1, and
Alright, queen takes A7.
So D takes his queen. Why is D
He
takes
takes just looks inviting. I can't travel.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you guys, I didn't do any of these moves.
Queen takes A7.
Whoa!
What on planet Earth?
Say, tempo loser, you're cheating.
Yep.
Retreating knight.
I am retreating. I'm getting scared. I just tunnel visioned on that.
Tunnel vision.
My tunnel vision.
Is that a shameless plug?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This Saturday.
Yep.
It's Saturday here.
So I tunnel vision on my queen getting 10.
What is that? Even I wouldn't put that.
Even you wouldn't play that?
There's reason he's
That's the 800 tells
that
me.
one you're not.
Yeah,
There's a reason he's 1477.
on average, he's much better than me. But in that particular move, I would have tried.
So here I make another terrible
Please
mistake.
don't say.
Not just up on the bishop on
Don't
A3.
tell me you
Please.
said.
Bishop A3, I swear to you.
Oh, no, I feel like this is even worse than bishop A3.
How?
Oh, it's
Sack the
worse.
bishop.
Oh, you want to see?
Sure.
Well, the queen gets trapped.
Oh
The queen
no!
gets trapped.
I just moved way too fast. I'm like, I mean, this is fine.
What was that time control?
This is
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Use your time. So by now, we're already 2 hours into the game.
Oh, you have to go to A1 because
2 hours into the game already, and I'm like,
James, I got a question about this position here.
yeah, I'm sure you do.
I might be wrong, you just don't have an answer
Are you
for
hoping to get
Bishop
the exchange for the queen?
You know, I was even thinking. This is one of those situations where I was thinking, I know I need to put my bishop on A1, but let's like look at other stuff to see what's going to happen after. And then I realized, oh, I've been thinking on this move for a while. Let's hurry up and move. And I moved it to the wrong square. And
Bishop A1.
Bishop C5.
I mean, even bishop A1's not great.
And did he play the right move?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
4-hour games can do some screwy stuff.
Yeah, I definitely got in my own head and forgot my own analysis. Yeah.
Well, then you,
Huh?
At least you took the pawn, right?
Yeah.
So from
No.
here we should
it's
go away.
spell chess, right? So you just-
No, I resigned here. I resigned here.
Yeah.
I resigned here. I was like, let's just go to bed early.
It's the first of a long
Yes.
tournament. It's
Let's
okay.
just go to bed early. Let's get some good rest. Let's start it off right tomorrow.
That's a classy resignation.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Let's
is.
not do.
I
five
wasted.
4-hour games.
I took 2 hours to get to this position, and I just want to go to bed.
I mean,
Yeah, because I mean it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night by now. I'm like, I'm ready to
You
go.
resigned here?
Yeah, I resigned here. Yeah.
So,
So Bird is 0-1 right now.
No.
did you play it again?
Don't play it.
Huh?
He did play. He did.
Yeah, I played it again.
But hey, there's 200 points above you, so you're playing with
Yeah.
That's alright.
Oh, another person 200 points above you. Well, actually, 180.
No, another 1600.
We're gonna go over our game, James.
Yeah, we're gonna go over all the games that I got. So
The Berlin drop.
Yeah, white again?
I got white again, round 2. I'm playing a 16 on 1700 player again. I'm going for the Bird.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, at least play a good opener. Yeah. I learned that after these 2 games. So he's playing real modest. I can tell both of these players that I played against did not know what to do against the Bird. But I didn't know what to do when I got the Bird position.
When you played the bird.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to get played. Huh?
You played the word perfectly, but just like.
Did I build? Yeah, I had a time advantage. I had a huge time advantage. These guys did not know what to do against the Bird. Now, I didn't know how to use the Bird. So, yeah. So I'm getting the position, right? This is the setup, the Bird Larson setup. When black is already castled, he doesn't put knight c6. You tend to put the bishop on e2 because you're not getting any benefit by putting it on like queen or bishop b5 or whatever. There's nothing there, and you don't want to put it in front of your pawns because then you just get in the way. So bishop e2 is where you go. So he grabs more of the center as he can. I castle.
For that first match, were you sober?
I'll tell you guys, I was fighting a cold. I drank a whole bottle of Dayquil and took a lot of vitamin C this weekend.
So are you planning to do a rook lift, like F3 over to H3?
Yeah, eventually I want to do some sort of rook lifts, but I don't know the right way about going there yet. I don't have enough
Now
experience.
That night on E5 isn't a bad time.
So I'm just countering his A6. I don't want him grabbing too much on the queen side.
From what I said,
I go for E5. You know, I try to dominate the center. I'm trying to hold on to the center. I know I'm blocking my dark square bishop, but I feel like that's okay. I can reroute it if I need to. And I'm just trying to log down that center and reroute everything to the king side is my plan.
what is bishop D3 with C9?
Probably because it is. Targeting that soft H7 square. And then I can get queen H5 in.
With a rook lift follow.
With a rook left to follow, yeah. I mean, I've got these plans running through my head. Absolutely.
Did you say D4 is best?
You want?
I want to see what the computer.
So you want me to go back and see what the best is?
Yeah.
Outside of D4.
I like D3 actually. I like D3.
Pawn takes, double pawn.
So, this number one line, so there's an idea of the Nimzo Indian where you intentionally double white C pawns and then try to attack the C4 pawn that can't be defended by a neighboring pawn.
Okay.
And you kind of have the same idea here where you can play knight takes knight, B takes C, and then play D3 to prevent C4. So black gets stuck with this C5 pawn, and then we're just gonna just put pieces on the C5 pawn.
In that pawn structure.
It's like bishop A3, for example.
Knight BD2, and then
Yeah, all that sounds good. I was just thinking, like, how am I going to funnel everything to the king side? Really, how am I going to lock down the center and funnel everything on the king side? That was my plan.
This also is like classical Dutch.
Yes.
So if you were playing black, you might end up with a Dutch-like position like this, and then use the same idea.
Very true. It is the bird is the Dutch with an extra tempo. So you're very right. Very true. Let's get rid of these lines. He decides to take. I've got my center that I wanted. He's trying to attack the center, dismantle it. I'm ignoring that and wanting to just try and get some development going. I figured this pawn in the center is going to be a nice thorn in his side. That's kind of what I'm banking on. But again, I just want to. So I've also found that this E3 pawn has been pretty weak often when I play the bird. Don't necessarily know what to do about this weak E3 pawn. After I push the D pawn, that E3 pawn tends to get a little weak.
Maybe that's why you should play D3. So don't like support an E push. I don't know.
That's a fair plan. That's a fair plan. Like I said, guys, I don't know what to do once I get the bird position. I'm still figuring out the middle game plans here. So he's threatening this taking the E3 pawn with check. I've got to figure out how to hold on to it. So I decide to just trade the rooks and bring my knight to F1 to hold on to that pawn. So a lot of the rest of this game is like trying to hold on to this pawn. It's kind of paralyzing.
You don't want to be a thinking all game.
And I'm trying to go for something.
Those are the Brandmair bishops.
The Brandmair bishops, that's right. Just lasering at his king side.
I wouldn't mind just taking that knight right now. Do it now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be good. I would shatter the defense around his king, double the pawns in front of his king. He didn't want me to do that.
I like Queen H5.
You like Queen H5? You like Queen H5?
Whoa.
Whoa. Well, look at that. I got Queen H5 on the board. That was the move I played.
Yay.
Rerouting. Now he has two pieces attacking F5.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm going aggressive.
And then move backwards.
I saw you play this game.
That there's a permanent move right there.
That is a permanent move.
Kings don't need front doors.
Well, I didn't feel like I needed a front door. You're right.
Sure, I don't think he can take with the knight on e3, obviously.
He doesn't.
He can't take with me. He doesn't want or anything.
I mean, I feel like he let me off the hook there a little bit.
A little bit.
I don't know.
It's an open king, and a lot of pieces are going to move to your king
No,
side.
he's not throwing and collecting more people there.
Yeah, he is.
Pretty soon.
So now I'm trying to figure out how to hold on to that pawn and move my knight around to trade off his bishop.
So you didn't go bishop c1.
I did not want to trade off my. I like holding on to my bishops personally. I mean, you see how this game.
Brandmair bishops.
I feel like this game is going to open up soon, so I'm trying to hold on to. Yeah, there's some pawn advances he can do
The bishop's
to open up the lines. Holding on to the bishops, hoping for a more open game. See, there's the pawn push.
Ooh, nice.
Stock bishop doesn't like it. Nobody cares what the stock bishop
Back
is.
because of the squares.
So like knight should went back
Yeah,
there.
that knight's going to be a beast real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already strong, but it's going to be a real beast real quick.
So, yeah, centralized knight. It's pretty nice. Felt good about that. He looked like he wasn't expecting that move. What? What's wrong with bishop takes e3?
Instead of C, bishop.
Well, he's just trying to target my king there. X-ray.
I got it,
Just
bishop
take-
takes e3, rook takes e3, d takes e3, knight to f6 check, and then the knight falls on
Oh. That's all.
What'd you say about? What'd you say, James?
I said if bishop takes e3, rook takes e3, d takes e3, knight to f6, and then the knight falls on h4.
Right. Right. Yeah, you can't hold on to his knight that way.
But
That's a little tactic. I didn't see
Yeah,
that. That's crazy.
I did see that at the board.
And not only does the knight fall, but you're under black's under pressure of getting mated on h7.
Right.
That's crazy.
I was hoping for that. That's why I think that's why I didn't take his bishop.
Yes. Yes. Takes his glories.
I mean, I wouldn't have given up my good bishop like that. But maybe he felt like he needed to free up his dark square bishop.
I mean, that knight was.
Well, the knight was pretty much.
That was it was a 4-point knight. It was a.
So this game right here that we're playing is like my most active, longest game.
That was like 6-1.
So I felt really good about this game. Until, you know.
Well, wait, there's more.
There is a lot more. There's a lot more in this game. I do kind of get my king trapped in this corner. Just a check, and I'm checkmated. My king has no escape squares. I've got to pay a lot of attention now. Yeah, he's tightening the screws.
Oh.
He's tightening the screws here.
Watching Stockfish is like,
So, oh, you like that? Yeah, he's trying to trick me into taking his rook, because as I said, one check and I'm checkmated. If I take that rook, his queen retakes. I can only block with my queen. He takes the queen and it's checkmate.
that is cold.
that is kind of cool.
That is cool. Yeah, like, oh, you want my rook? Here's a rook.
It's a 1700 right there.
Yeah. So did I take the rook?
Take the bishop first. I'm
Take
not
the bishop first and then take the rook?
Yeah.
The rook.
Take your king and the square.
That could have been a move. You know what? That might be engine best.
It's probably, yeah.
Let's see.
I hope so. Let's see. Oh.
No.
I don't know.
None of those lines.
Look, if you take
Queen
on
F1 is insane.
Queen F1.
no, if you take on e3 after d6, you start ending queen d1.
Yeah.
Definitely more active on.
Because you can't take the bishop on a.
H3.
Yeah,
That's
that's
for sure. Like triple.
Yeah, you actually can't. Yeah.
Have you got to know? I didn't take his rook.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. That would have been bad. I'm trying to
Okay,
diffuse
so you
the
got a
bishop.
flashback?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going the other, the more little, kind of more passive
You
route.
didn't let the flashbacks affect you?
No, I didn't. So now I feel like I'm out of the fire. I'm no longer trapped. I'm good.
Captain now.
Yeah. I mean, that is still a little annoying, but.
The knight's okay. I've actually kind of got him trapped. You can't make a move without being taken off the board.
Fortunately, he's trapped attacking
He's nothing. They say knights in the rim are dim.
Yeah, no, you know.
Now we're 2 squares away from your king.
You know, so now we're consolidating our position here. Whoa, 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 whoa!
This is why you do it on a computer.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Spoiler alert. I don't think we're here either.
Oh, we're not here.
Oh my god.
How did what happened to my queen get on G1?
You lost the draw Wow, dude.
Little foreshadowing.
Right?
And how did we get to that point?
I don't like this version.
How did we get here? Why didn't you take the pawn? Achievement accomplished.
Why didn't I take the pawn? What pawn?
Yeah, which one?
King of, instead of king of king takes the pawn.
The queen defends all of them.
If I took the pawn, I would have got checkmated.
Yeah, we'll checkmate.
Yeah, so if I take on d4, queen retakes, rook retakes, his rook drops to f1 checkmate.
Oh yeah, it's one of those like, tactics from earlier.
Yeah.
It's the same tactic as
Yeah,
earlier.
watch out for back rank mates.
Similar tactics when you could have taken
Bishop h7 because then I'll lose a bishop.
How did
So if I take on h7 with my bishop and give him check, he retakes with his queen, I retake with my queen, I'm down a bishop, and I took a pawn. So we're just running out of moves, trading down.
What's the time situation at this point?
I can tell you that we were both down to 45 seconds by the time this game was over. We're probably down to like 2 minutes each at this point in the game.
So checks.
Yeah. So he goes for some checks.
Bishop H7, right?
Yeah. I mean, I pick up the pawn. It's free. It's there. Oh, jeez.
Spoiler again.
That finger in here.
Not again.
I know.
You got me to control and you just.
I'm terrible
Well,
at this.
I do that a lot too.
It's probably better with the
I'm always on computer.
with the laptop. Yeah.
I can't misclick. I play Ink Trainer.
You play game trainer?
Yes, sir. No, Valor plays.
In chess.
Also known as one of the most toxic games ever.
Well,
Here we go.
Toxicity is amazing.
7.
And so I figure if I can shoulder my king to b2, I can get out of the checks. So you do a whole bunch of checks.
Why does the check sound playing so weird?
I don't know. So I get here.
Oh, okay.
Alright? And so because we're down so low on time, I feel good in this end game. Alright? I feel like okay, no more checks. And here I make a mistake.
Oh, did you trade queens?
No, trading queens I feel like is correct.
Yeah.
I feel like trading queens is correct because his king is kind of locked out. This bishop is trapping his knight.
But did you let him take?
King can just walk around.
Right? Yeah, the king
and
can
pick
just
up
walk
pawns.
around and pick up pawns.
Do a long stroll around before.
Yeah, I should have traded queens. I didn't because we're so low on time, and I realized it immediately on one move after.
As long as you don't make king seal.
Yeah, a real man. And so I try to goad him into doing it again, and it doesn't really work.
Move the pawn back.
you take the pawn.
I tried to do it again, and it doesn't really work now. I mean, slight advantage, still kind of drawish.
Be like a man.
You got the seat passer.
But you only gave us a spoiler for the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Oh,
I know. This is that button's way too.
They're all really close together.
Yeah, they are really close.
Yeah, that happens to me so much.
That's what's looking like you're great. Yeah.
Wait, no, we go back down. You trade queens.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Here, I'll just play it out for you guys.
Yeah, okay.
You do it again. That kind of works.
Josh.
So there is one last key point in the game where I get that pawn to c7. It just sits there. I try to get a passer, and here,
So Josh.
here,
Check.
I make the game-ending mistake here.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so I have this is
D pawn and then.
it's the c pawn first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check.
You gotta do check.
Yeah.
Queen check.
Yeah.
Promotion check.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I mean, we're down to like seconds now. We're both below a minute.
And then C4.
Yeah.
4
I'm sorry,
hours.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was a 4-hour game.
Yeah.
You might lose if you promote to 2 queens because it takes way too long.
I mean, so I should have done queen to c8 or pawn to c8, promote to a queen check, and then promote my g pawn with check, and then I'm good. I'm holding on at that point. I could probably collect 1 or 2 of his pawns. It's even. He even told me he was hoping for a draw, but after I did this move, he knew he was winning.
Yeah.
Now you can just check them many times.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I'll let you guys see the rest of the game because it's over from here.
Still draw again.
I didn't feel that. Until I did that, and now it's over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm below a minute. I was already worn out from playing for 4 hours.
Just wanted pain and suffering to end.
It's done from
Opposition,
here.
you won.
Yeah.
You won because we got opposition. That's all that matters.
Yep. He controlled the promotion square.
And the
That's
red
it.
carpet.
I resigned here. Just wanted to make him prove it. Now my next 2 games are nice and short. They're both Catalans.
Is that a good or bad?
Hey, Catalan.
They're both Catalans. So
Show my performance.
I will tell you guys that I'm not the biggest fan of the Catalan. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Catalan.
Really not bad.
Let's see. I don't know if it's even really important. So I'm black in this game. We get this d4 structure. This is the Queen's Gambit. I decline it. I feel like e6 is like the most solid response in this type of position here. I mean, you can also do knight f6.
We like Kukash and play Queen's Gambit accepted.
I usually don't accept.
Do a good cash.
There's like a right time to take that c4 pawn in my opinion, and on move 2 is not it.
Gives a white too many options.
Right.
Let them lock into c3 or something else, and then you can take. But
Play slow.
So I'll be honest, guys. I don't have any Catalan prep. I have no Catalan prep. I just adhere to classic principles. So this is the signature Catalan move. Fianchettoing and coming out of the Queen's Gambit. I feel like that's when you take, because they're more interested in fianchettoing their bishop and castling.
yeah, it's
And they can always pick up the pawn later.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot
exactly
of
what
ways.
white wants. Is that take,
Yeah.
opening
A lot of
up the
ways to
diagonal
get
for the
back.
bishop.
No, you're supposed to take.
Yeah, you're supposed to take, but that's what white wants.
You know, it's all theory.
Yeah, this is all the area.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
this.
So I mean, you can play good moves in theory moves without knowing the theory just by adhering to classical principles. Just make good, solid, developing moves. So here, I didn't have to take his queen. I was just already like, ugh, this is a Catalan. This is gonna be boring. Let's just trade down to an end game and try to grind them out. I'd rather play an end game than just be all positional the whole game.
Yeah, that's what, yeah, I was saying knight c6, don't play queen
Just castle.
You want what first?
Knight c6.
Knight c6? I mean, I would have even castled first. In hindsight, I think I would have castled first.
That's fine. Queen a4, bishop doesn't do anything. Or queen a5, maybe. Might be able to take the pawn now, then you lose castling rights. So you just castle. Castle or knight c6?
Yeah, I was not going to take that pawn and lose castling rights.
Yeah.
No.
Just castle or knight c6.
Because this guy's over. This guy's.
You don't have to worry about him playing b4, I don't think. Because you just saw him.
Yeah.
It's your third higher rated opponent, and is the second game on day 2.
Right.
Which you've already played a 4-hour game in the morning.
He's not as good as Nick. Don't respect him.
Wait, what?
If you don't respect Nick, don't respect this guy. That's my rule.
So this guy's style. I mean, I even played a lot of games with him after this game in the lobby, just playing some blitz. This guy's favorite thing to do is just play as solid as possible, and he always played the Catalan. It was annoying, and I hate the Catalan. So.
Yeah. It's like you hate the London?
Yeah. Well, no. I love the London.
Yeah,
I love the London. I love crushing the London. So I trade queens. He gets that open file. I take his pawn. He comes in with his knight, targeting. He wants his pawn back. I got a castle. So now he's also opened up his long range light square diagonal bishop. And so I've got, that really hampers my development on the queen side.
Especially with that queen.
Yeah. Yep. So maybe I should have kept queens on the board.
Knight b7.
It's okay, this is still playable.
Yeah, it's still playable. I castle. He takes his pawn. I do knight c6. I mean, standard moves here. That's what I'm feeling. I was even thinking that I could come in, infiltrate with my knight, maybe get his bishop, or get his rook there at a1. I mean, I know it's a long shot, it's a pipe dream, but I was looking at it. He didn't want me to do it. That's why he played his bishop there. I want to hold on to my bishop because Thomas knows I love my bishops.
Brandmair bishops.
Yep, Ross now knows I like my bishops. I hold on to them.
If you ever play James, just take a bishop.
He's just kind of waiting and seeing what I'm doing, what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge his right to have this file in the center. He's cool with it. So I'm just trying to reposition my bishop towards his king side, and I didn't see knight b5. I didn't see knight b5. I did not see that. When I play chess, I try to place my pieces on squares where they can't be kicked around, and I just overlooked this one. I don't like losing tempos. This is a tempo losing move. So now I have to reroute my bishop. He's threatening it again. Even though it is protected by a knight, he could just take my knight with his bishop and then pick up my my dark square bishop with his rook.
Checkmate.
Now would be checkmate after I block it with a knight. Yeah. So I don't want that. And the position's just slowly getting worse and worse. He's coming in. Yep, he's making me move my rook to b8. And then he's going to follow that up with bishop f4, which is going to set up a discovered attack on my rook. I see all this coming. I'm like, oh man, I messed up somewhere. And so I was just like, let's just get my light square bishop developed somewhere better.
And again.
I know.
Spoiler alert.
It's not really that bad. These buttons are so close to each other.
I have to say wish you on the computer, bro.
You should get like a stylish.
I'm starting to open it because I'm just like.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe a stylus would work. Whoa. Appreciate it.
Stylus.
Does that work?
It is kind of working. But The game is almost over. Because I won?
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
I mean, I won my section in ALTO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just getting my bishop off the back rank. Really, maybe just putting some support on that knight. I don't know. I figure I just need to move something. And then pretty much. I mean, I was just not happy to be playing against a boring Catalan, in my opinion, and to be in a slightly worse position. So he takes, and I'm like, what are you doing? So why are you giving me the good diagonal now with my bishop? I guess he gets his compensation because this is when he takes the pawn.
Yeah.
Now he's up a pawn because I have to move my rook. I can't recapture that knight. Okay, alright. And then he feels like he's in the driver's seat, so he wants to trade down some more. Like, okay. So now my rook has to go somewhere.
Nice.
You know? I'm just moving out the way. I mean, where else can I go?
That's where you drew.
Oh, is this where I drew?
Well, that's the end of
Yeah. So he kind of offered a draw because he got scared at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He got scared. He thought that his knight was going to get pinned. He just saw that once he retreats his knight somewhere like here, that I'm pinning his knight and he just can't do anything about it. That's what he thinks. So he offered me a draw and I took it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm in a slightly worse position. I'm going to take it. So what's best is,
He offered a draw from position of power.
I think it's something like this is best. Let's see. And then he can come here with knight D or rook D2. And then if he ever wanted to, he can come. Let's just move this pawn. And then now his rook's not hanging.
I like E4.
Or even E4. Yes. Well, let's see.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It doesn't really matter.
So he just saw he got his knight pinned and offered me a draw. And I'm like, I will take this draw, sir. Thank you.
Good draw.
Good draw. Okay.
Now we get to
All right. So I've stopped the bleeding. I'm at 2 losses and a draw. I've stopped the bleeding.
You've not lost every game.
I have not lost every game. So now I have to face Thomas. Thomas, you can probably help me out with this game. We will turn off notation. I don't mind evaluation being on.
Doesn't move much this game.
Yeah, I mean this is like 20 moves. I've got another Queen's Gambit.
Surprise, surprise.
another
I do my E6 because I think it's solid. Alright, so far we're following the same moves. Now we have our first deviation. I was a little bit surprised by this. I'm like, are we doing a Queen's Gambit? I was kind of expecting a Catalan.
Play the Vienna variation. D2 C4.
I just go Slav, be solid.
He's
Now he fianchettos. I'm like, okay, there's the Catalan. It's just a little delayed. Move orders. Castle, castle. Knight D7. Queens and rooks. Moving. And we're just slowly building our position up. Now he's got this nice strong diagonal deep into my queenside position. I had to keep my eye out on that.
Bishop B4.
You wanted bishop b4?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's not a game-ending move.
A3?
Yeah. Well, it's black to move here,
No, I'm saying bishop b4, then a3.
and then he wants to trade off that knight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take your bishop for my knight.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'll
like,
retake with the
I
queen,
wouldn't
and
do
then
that.
I'm fine.
I wouldn't do that. Personally, stylistically, I wouldn't.
If
do that.
if the queen's there, then it's.
So Ross loves to trade off his dark square bishop for the queenside knight.
I feel
He
like
does
that's-
that often in my
I
games.
feel like that's your strong bishop in the slot though.
It is.
Is that other bishop?
It is. But stylistically, Ross likes to trade off the dark square bishop for the queenside knight. He'll do that in a lot of different openings. Stylistically, that's him. If you want to know something about Ross.
Well, stylistically, I'll let you take the
Yeah, right. I'm keeping my bishop. Thank you. So, Thomas here is throwing his knight in the center, e5, very common thematic move. It's almost like a Pillsbury bind, kind of what I call it. Trying to get rid of that. Bishop, he's not letting me have it. I'm going for like a stone wall. Stone wall, trying to clamp down on my center here.
This was my only
Yep.
only advantage.
So
I saw it. I showed up like 15 minutes late to this game, and I had a massive headache in the morning. And I saw the next move, and I just felt like I wanted to be more solid than calculate. So I should have done it, but I just didn't.
Thomas has the opportunity to go for a rook. He can do knight here, and it's threatening to trade and make me go down in exchange. And now there's ways out of it, but none of it's really good. I'm probably losing a rook for a knight if I don't do this properly. I mean, we can look at some lines. I mean, they're even just saying knight f6 is the best and let Thomas do it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, none of the top three.
So-
I'll like do it. If you just go like.
I don't like that 906. That
All the
seems
top
to-
three just kind of let you.
Right?
If you go like.
I mean, it's
T7
the knight
or
f6.
D8,
The point of knight
or-
f6 is to get to knight to e4 and lock in my light square bishop, and just have a god of a knight right in the center of the board. So it's saying just fine, we'll go down the exchange, but I'll get a awesome knight right in the center of the board. So it's like,
Yeah.
and I've looked at the game, not necessarily super in depth, but I've looked at different lines, and that's basically what the thought process for the computer was.
So I saw that he could do that. I stopped it on my next move because he decided not to do that. Let's see. He did a3.
I did queen d2.
Yeah, he did queen d2 instead.
Yeah.
A3. I do knight f6. Classic stuff. Now he's starting to. I trade off his dark square bishop. This is another key thing right here. I could tell he's having a hard time. He was late to his game. He had a headache. He told me. I also slept like crap, and I also didn't want to face another Catalan.
I've also never played the Catalan before.
I think you have.
No, it's very Queen's Gambit, which I'm familiar to.
Right.
So
this is my second Catalan. I didn't really feel like facing it. So I trade off his bishops.
which is a win in my book, because
Yeah.
Brandmair bishops.
He doubles up, and then I just solidify everything, and I offer a draw. Because this is like the critical moment of when things are going to start happening here. He's doubled up his rogues. He's going to have to do something with his pawns or his knight, something. And I've kind of locked it down, and I offered a draw.
I think I calculated for probably 10 minutes on how to push the pawns on the queen side to work for an advantage, and I couldn't come up with a better move than to try and kick the bishop off. So I think I do knight a2, and then we draw? And then I offer you a draw?
No. Knight a2.
Yeah.
And I offered the draw, yeah.
I offered you the draw here, and you took it. I think you offered, I played, and then I offered something like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I like knight b4, knight d3, and then put in knight b5.
Yeah, that was my long-term plan, but after trying to calculate all this stuff, I wasn't doing well, so I was like, let's just, plus it's club on club, you always kind of feel them.
Yeah. I mean, I can face you any Thursday I want.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and do a 4-hour, slugfest.
And then this last game was
What?
Oh my god, this game is like the Brandmair special right here.
Yeah, this was pretty nice. So this is my third and final game. It's pretty quick. I'm playing somebody 100 points higher than me. I realize that I am 0-2 with the bird. Technically 0-3 in classical with the bird. I am throwing the bird out the window right now. It is gone. I shot it with a shotgun. It's done. It's done. So I go with Old Faithful, D4. All right, I'm getting D5. Knight F3. Knight F6. What do you guys think I play as D4?
E3.
C4?
What?
E3.
E3?
Repeating calling.
100% E3.
Yeah. So when I play D3 or when I play D4, I don't play any of the current mainstream stuff. I play an old school system called the Kali.
Don't do that.
I don't do the Zukator. I'll whip it out in Blitz, but I don't do it in classical. So the idea of the Kali is you're going to get quick development. You're going to do Bishop D3, Castle. You're going to bring your B Knight to D2, and you're going to try and push for E4. And you're going to go for a kingside attack. That is usually the main plan. You can slowly switch it over to a queenside attack if they castle queenside, if you have to. But most of the time they're going to castle kingside in this. So I get the setup. So whenever they push their C5 pawn, I just solidify with the C3 push. And in case they push their black pawn again to C4, you can just drop your bishop back to C2, and your bishop's still doing the same job. And it's actually bad for black to push C4.
Aren't you that French game with the candidates with Sakaru? I think he had French versus Nijat. So it's the same kind of.
Yeah, it's the same structure, but this is a D4 opening.
Hey, James.
What's up?
2 minutes.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's quick. This is quick.
Yeah, this one gets out of hand.
So he's castled. Usually I wait a little bit, like at least one more move to push D4, but I just decided to count my defenders and attackers. I control E4 more than black does. Typically I wait to put rook on E1, but I decided to go for it. E4. My plan was to get this position. Now I'm dominating the center. And there's a classic trap here in the Kali that allowed me to win. And it's easily avoidable. He needs to take my knight. And then my last piece standing on the E4 is going to be the bishop. He does not take my knight.
Oh no. Not case of sex and then
Wait for it.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the.
And then he should have took with his pawn. But it's counterintuitive to take with your pawn because it ruins the king side, your king structure. And so now, the way I started my tournament is how I end my tournament by trapping his queen. It was pretty nice. He didn't give up though. He fought a little bit. And I'll just let it play itself out since we're pretty much out of time. I mean, all I'm doing now is finding checks, trading down pieces as I can, just keeping his king on the run, keeping his pieces on the run. So now I'm attacking his knight, and he's just harassing my queen, and now I'm attacking his knight and rook.
Oh, yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Yep.
Yeah. Check.
Yep.
Ruh-roh.
And so now he resigns when I am basically trading off one of his last pieces.
Then there's the also full queen.
So this is how I won my section at ALTO. Thank you.
The last game was all
I didn't realize that every single game of yours was higher rated than you.
Yeah, every single one. So I was happy to stop the bleeding and only lose 4 points.